The Montreal Canadiens sign
Rafael Harvey-Pinard!
Who better to tell you guys that the Canadiens signed Rafael Harvey-Pinard than Danique? Let's be serious. Shout out to my new friends at Habs Fan TV. All right, so the Montreal Canadiens sign one of the guys that they offered a qualifying offer to in Rafael Harvey-Pinard, and it's a good little signing here. He's signing for $1.1 million per season. There's no word that this is a two-way contract, so it looks like it's a one-way contract with the Montreal Canadiens for the next 2 seasons at an average annual value of $1.1 million, a very digestible amount towards the salary cap for these Canadiens. It's actually the exact same amount that Rem Pitlick is going to be earning next season and that he earned this season as well. Harvey-Pinard is sitting at 24 years young. He actually took a while to make his way onto the Canadiens. And frankly, he got right to the very end of training camp and was one of the final cuts before the Canadiens solidified their roster before the 22-23 season. And frankly, during the early scrimmages before the season started last year, before official training camp began, he actually had a good rookie camp playing alongside Juraj Slafkovsky, and the two had some chemistry there. And I'm not saying they're going to play together in the future. I don't know if they're going to at all, but you got to look at the Montreal depth chart right now. And if you actually go to Daily Faceoff right now, they've already got a lineup slotted in, which actually looks fairly realistic for the forward group. And you wonder right now, looking at this forward group, Rafael Harvey-Pinard is not a part of it on Daily Faceoff right now, whereas Mike Hoffman still is. God love Mike Hoffman. Somebody has to. Yeah, he's all right. He's got 1 year left on his deal. We've only got 1 year left of Mike Hoffman, but you got to wonder, is Rafael Harvey-Pinard going to be only the 13th forward to start this season? I think he's going to be battling for a roster spot, right? So he's going to have to knock one of these guys out and really see where he would fit into this lineup. I think he'd definitely be a solid third line player. I don't think that they should stick him on the fourth line on a regular basis with Jake Evans and Michael Pezzetta, for example. I think Harvey-Pinard definitely has to play with some guys who have more offensive sides to their game, maybe like a Brendan Gallagher, and then, insert whoever else on the third line. We'll see who ends up being the fit. But as of right now, Daily Faceoff on the third line actually has Jake Evans with Alex Newhook and Brendan Gallagher. So maybe, possibly, some combination of Yoel Armia, Rafael Harvey-Pinard, Brendan Gallagher, Sean Monahan, Christian Dvorak, who also could be on the trade block before the season is out. Or before the summer is out, I should say. So you got to wonder where Raf is going to slide in here. It's amazing to think that Harvey-Pinard's only played 38 NHL games so far in his career. So far, 15 goals, 6 assists, 21 points in those 38 games. So realistically, in terms of point numbers right now, based on the NHL games that he's played, that's really why he's earning what he's earning, because maybe his ceiling is going to keep going up. And frankly, the more NHL games played for Rafael Harvey-Pinard, the more points he puts on the board, the more he could earn down the road. Now, we mentioned he's 24 years old. He's a bit of a late bloomer with the Montreal Canadiens. He was actually taken in the 7th round in the 2019 NHL entry draft at 201st overall. But now it seems like he's finding a bit of a groove. He looks solid on his skates. He's a good offensive player, got himself his first career hat trick this season as well with the Canadiens. And you know what? This guy really brings passion. He's from Quebec, as we know, but he's a player that just looks to fit the current mold of the Canadiens as they continue to rebuild. Will he be part of the long-term solution with the Montreal Canadiens with guys like Joshua Waugh coming in and, possibly challenging him for a roster spot down the road? We'll see who's got the higher talent level, the skill level, who's going to be part of the solution long-term for the Canadiens. Is Rafael Harvey-Pinard one of those guys? We don't know for sure, but based on the latter half of the season that he had after coming up from Laval and staying with the Canadiens, especially the fact that the Canadiens had so many injuries, it was really no other option than to keep Raf there, but he actually flourished and played his best hockey of his career so far. Raf sits at about 5'9", 181 pounds right now. And again, just a guy that brings some good elements to your lineup. Offensively is where we really see him, but I really like his board battles. That's the one thing I did notice about Rafael Harvey-Pinard, is that he wasn't shy to go into the corners. He wasn't shy to get into the puck battles and get his hands dirty and really earn his spot on this team. And some felt, and I was kind of on the fence whether he should have earned a roster spot right out of training camp last year. So I will be surprised if he does not start the season with the Montreal Canadiens next year in 23-24. Clearly signing him this early, one of the first guys to sign the qualifying offers that was tendered to several Canadiens players. I imagine Alex Newhook won't be far behind. And I think that it's really just going to be curious to see what the ceiling will become for a guy like RHP, because we love guys to succeed that are from Quebec. It's just kind of a cool thing when you're with the Montreal Canadiens, but that's not the only reason. The fact that the guy's actually a decent player, he has good foot speed, he has good offensive skill, he seems to be relatively defensively responsible also. So I mean, I like the player and I like the signing. It's a good amount. It's a healthy signing, and I think that it's only up to Rafael Harvey-Pinard at this point how far this goes for him. So I think that it's going to be interesting, to say the least, how the roster construction will be formulated going into next season, and whether he's going to be the 13th forward that makes it, and if he just starts up in the bleachers, up in the stands to begin the season, or does he earn himself a roster spot right out of the gate. I think, honestly, it would be awesome to see Rafael Harvey-Pinard challenge Mike Hoffman for a roster spot, for example, maybe Yoel Armia, depending on how those guys show up at training camp. Hoffman knows this is his last season with the Canadiens. He won't be extended. Armia is still here for another couple of years. I think we're going to have Armia on the roster unless somebody somehow makes an offer that's worth taking. I think Armia stays with us for a little while. So, frankly, I think it's up to Harvey-Pinard to challenge guys like Alex Newhook and Mike Hoffman for a roster spot, Uri Slavkovsky. So which of these guys is going to be the best fit this coming season? And I think Harvey-Pinard is absolutely going to be on the starting lineup. When I say starting lineup, I don't know for sure if he is going to make the opening night roster, but I do believe 100% he'll be their 13th forward at the very least. He will start the season with the Canadiens, and his time with the Laval Rocket at this point could be done. And I think that for him, this is it. He's 24 years old. It's time to decide whether you're a full-time NHLer or not. And 38 games played isn't a lot. So there's tons of room for growth for Harvey-Pinard. And under a coach like Marty St. Louis, what more can you ask for an opportunity like this to thrive and see how good you can be? I'm hopeful for Harvey-Pinard to have a great season next year. Cool news coming out of development camp today is that the Canadiens are actually going to be streaming the scrimmage tomorrow for all the Canadiens rookies, including likes of David Ryan Backer, Lane Hudson, Philip Machar, Logan Mayu, just to name some of the players that we're interested to see next season with Laval. Joshua Waugh. There's going to be a bunch of them. So I'm going to be reacting to that. The scrimmage is live tomorrow at 11 a.m. on YouTube, Twitch, all the platforms that the Canadiens have listed on their website. And I'll be looking forward to watching that. And hopefully you guys do too. We can all see it. It'll be recorded, live and recorded, so you shouldn't be able to miss it. So I'll be talking about that too, so we can get a real good first look at some competitive hockey between these young kids. I can't wait to see them for the first time. It's going to be fun. So we're going to be back to talk about that. I thought I was going to be taking a bit of a break here, but it is not time to do that yet. So I'm ready to stay on the horse here with you guys and keep bringing out the content Habs related. And thank you so much for all the support once again, guys. Now we're really pushing to 5K. I can't believe 5,000 subscribers is even possible at this point. I believe it, but it's only because of you guys actually showing up here that it's possible. Just passing 4K here. I still remember having 600 and something subscribers before joining Habs tonight and being thrilled about that and thinking, wow, people are actually watching. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you want to support. You know I love y'all, and we'll see y'all soon, guys.